was really cool. It was a really special night with military appreciation. Having all the service members out here holding the flag for the national anthem, and all week it was kind of more than a game for us. So it was really cool. It was a really great night.
After last week's loss, how great does it feel to get this one? How important was it for the season?
Yeah, it's huge for the season. Last week was a tough loss. Everybody was pretty down in the dumps, but this week, we didn't really have a choice other than come out and do our best, and thankfully got the win.
And you had 2 touchdowns in the first half. Can you kind of explain that first half to us from your point of view?
It was exciting. It was really fun. We started off throwing the ball a lot and making some plays out there. So, yeah, it was just fun to get behind the home crowd, and like you said, record-breaking attendance, and I don't know, it was just a fun night overall.
Can you go over the second half? As after your punt return, there was no offense after that.
Right.
It's like a touchdown.
Yeah, we might have got a little conservative, but we just kind of kept pushing, kept going, and stuck to the game plan, and eventually it worked out for the best.
So tonight was the first home game of the season. Can you kind of describe how it was for you?
Yeah.
And breaking attendance?
When you get something like this for a military night, it's always a special event to have all the military. I mean, we've had people come in and talk to us, and just have a great crowd, especially in the first night. We always have a good crowd. It's just really exciting to come out and have that kind of attendance, especially in a big win like this.
And after last week's loss, how great does tonight feel, and how important was it for the season?
It's tough losing your first game of the season, but we have almost all of our guys stayed in the summer. We're a really close team, and nobody really hung their head after the first one. We knew that it was a tough loss last week, but we could come back and bounce back this week.
And tonight you were named player of the game. You had 7 key tackles. Can you kind of describe the game from your point of view?
It was kind of weird because they scored the first 3 drives, and it just didn't really have a good flow for the game. And after that, we really just settled down, and you just hit a zone, and you just really get and start making plays.
Can you talk about the adjustments you guys made in the second half, because there wasn't much offense going on after that?
Yeah, really we didn't even make adjustments. It's really they had a couple of big plays early. We weren't in a flow, and we just kind of found our flow, made plays when we needed to make them, and got the W.
Pass defense has been a little bit on the edges.
Yeah.
Can you talk about what you guys have been doing to kind of overcome that? Overcome it. 200 passing yards.
That'll happen. We play a lot of man coverage, so they just take a lot of shots, and they converted a couple of them, but you just got to keep battling every play. It's a defensive back mindset. If you give up big play, just come back the next one and make another play.
Just to start off, overall thoughts on the game tonight?
It was one of those football games that at some point we were going to need to rely on a big play by our defense and rely on the offense to make a play when we had a lot of adversity. It was, you look at penalties on the offense side of the football for us. Defensively in the first quarter, we struggled stopping them. We figured some things out, played as good a 3 quarters of football as we could have. Our special teams, we returned a punt for a touchdown, and offensively, we kind of got out of sync there in the end of the second quarter and through the third period. And in the fourth quarter, Drew Bauer kind of took the team on his back on the offense side of the football, and can't say enough about the guys protecting them and the guys in the perimeter making plays down the stretch.
Kind of going off of that, is there anybody in particular who really stood out to you tonight?
This was a team win, and honestly a program. When you look at the community that came out tonight, Operation One Voice, everybody was part of this, and again, we had good and bad plays in all 3 phases of the game tonight. Everybody had to stick together, and that's what a winning team's about.
After last week's loss, how great does it feel tonight to get that first win under your belt?
It does. There's certainly times throughout that game you're looking at the scoreboard and you're watching the clock go down, and you're watching us struggle moving the ball offensively, and you're thinking, shoot, this can't go this way. But again, you got to rely on your leaders, a guy like Drew Bauer and Peter Bateman and Bo Bates and Carl Fink on the defense side. Kegan Wirtz played a tremendous game tonight. Our corners stepped up and made a lot of plays in the perimeter, so you got to rely on those guys, and boy, they stepped up. It was fun to watch.
And we had record-breaking attendance here for military night, and with the new turf, how was that first home game for you?
Yeah, it feels good. I predicted early yesterday that we may break a record in attendance. To add the student section, see them come out, and the community rally around Operation One Voice and our military folks was tremendous. So meant a lot to our program, really did.
So your offense didn't score since the first quarter. How did you guys pull this one off?
The offense has one job. That's to score one more point than the defense gives up. And, We struggled at times in the red zone. Our defense put us in field position a couple times, on the inside the 50, and we didn't punch in a couple red zone opportunities. The defense never let up. So this is a team game, and you look at, we made plays in the kicking game tonight. We missed plays in the kicking game tonight, and our guys continued to rally around the next guy up. And we had injuries and penalties, and by and large, this is a program win, and students in the community rallied behind us here and helped us out.
So both teams kind of scoring there at will in the first half, or first quarter. What switched off? What switched on at the beginning of the second quarter?
Yeah, hard to say. I looked at the scoreboard after the end of the first quarter, and this was going to be an 80 to a 99 game at some point. Defensively, they made some adjustments, and we didn't do a real good job reacting to that. And defensively, we made adjustments, and again, Winona struggled moving the football a little bit there in the second half, and it's really a tale of two halves there. And really, the first quarter of that game was a shootout, and after that, it was about field position and turnovers.
Would you go as far as saying tonight was a season-saving victory?
It's hard to say. You look at last week, and last week wasn't a season ruiner for us by any means. Our backs are against the wall. We got to take one game at a time. So it was certainly a good win for our football program. Proud of our team and everybody that came out.
Appreciate it, Coach.